What's up, everybody? I'm Max from the Marvelous Pod. I'm joined by my great co-host, Big G. Mod might stop in later. We might have the whole crew for an episode. But Big G, how are you doing?
Man, what's cracking, man? That She-Hulk episode messed me up a little bit off of the disappointing, in my opinion, issue with D23. But we'll get to that later. But that She-Hulk episode had me pumped a little bit, so I'm ready to get into the discussion.
So usually we break down just She-Hulk each week episode. We missed last week. We had some personal stuff to handle. So we're going to hit episodes 4, episodes 5, and only, Sean, only if we have time will we talk about D23.
Right.
Okay, so let's jump right into it. But
Yeah.
before I do that, everyone, shout out to you who's watched, who has ever watched the video, who's liked it, who said, hey, check out this YouTube channel. These guys know what they're talking about. Hey, Max doesn't really like Boba Fett this year. Whatever. If you've said that, we appreciate it. Shout out to you guys. And don't forget to hit that like, subscribe button. And G, we do it for them as much as we do it for us because we love doing it. We love making this show. And we hope you guys love the content.
Yeah, I really love presenting information to the viewers and not just our fans, but people to just take the time out of their day to listen to our content. So thank you from the Marvelous Talkland. And even more so, make sure you check out those rabbit hole episodes. I got a big one coming this weekend with Hank McCoy and the Beast on Saturday. So check out that rabbit hole, man, because I think you'll enjoy it. And it'll get your game up and your content up and your knowledge up about what's going on in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, so you don't get lost.
Very well said. So with that being said, let's dive into episode 4 of She-Hulk. It starts off with, I would say, a middling magician, Donnie Blaze, eerily similar to another famous Johnny, but I digress. He's performing magic. It's not going well. And G, hopefully you can help me out with this. He calls up a volunteer to the stage, Madison.
Yeah, that's her name. For sure,
Madison with 2 N's, but the YG, I don't know if you know this, is not where you think it is. I honestly always thought it was where it was. I didn't know how else to spell Madison.
Yeah, I don't know what she was trying to do. Was she trying to impress the guests, or I don't know what it was, but I knew where the Y was. I don't know if anybody else did, but I definitely knew where it was.
So he opens up the portal. He gets his sling ring. He's doing his little spin thing. She pushes her through, and we see Wong in his what looks like a lovely apartment in Camertage. She's about to watch The Sopranos. I never thought watching a Disney and Marvel show, The Sopranos, would come on because that is not a PG show. For those of you who've seen it, G, you lived through the height of the show. Were you an avid Sopranos watcher?
Oh, man, every week. I didn't miss no Sopranos, man. I wanted to see what was going down, man.
So when you heard the theme song, it took you back.
Oh, yeah. Instantaneously back to some of the days where I wish I could have had some of that time back because the show pissed me off and it ended bad. But it was a great show for especially in the middle.
So basically, Madison pops up in Camertage in Wong's apartment. He's like, oh, no. And he's like, how did you get here? Well, are you the Goblin King? And I gave a goat 6 drops of my blood, but I can't really talk about it. More on this later.
Right.
Just nuggets galore right here.
Right.
And here's where it kind of gets off the rails. What's up, Mod? As Mod joins us. How are you, sir? Oh, he's muted. Let's not tell him so the whole show we have this beautiful guys, Mod lost his voice. So
oh my God. All right, so in here, Where we at? Where we at? Let's
I
get it.
don't know. I opened up a portal, mod fell through. Its mod and the Y isn't where you think it is. I'll just say that. It's,
Right.
the U isn't where you think it is. But okay, so here's where we're at. Wong is heated at Donnie. He's like, Madison spoils the episode of The Sopranos. They kill Adriana. I've never seen the show, so I was like, well, that's a ruin for me too. Thanks, Disney. But Wong seeks out his lawyer, Jen Walters. Say, hey, you're my attorney. Handle this. We need to get Donnie Blaze to stop doing magic. Cease and desist. And Jen's in the process of, she's setting up her dating profile. She's discovering herself as a Hulk. And I think it's a little sad that Jen gets no play and everyone's into the She-Hulk. We have the guy who really wants to know how much does she bench. And then we have the guy who seems too good to be true. I don't know. What did you guys think of the handsome nurse teacher, whatever he was?
I already knew it. I knew it conception, but I was only in the She-Hulk. I knew he was only in the She-Hulk. I mean, he played nice, but I knew he was only in the She-Hulk.
Hey, did you notice that the third guy that was on the dating profile that she went was also one of the members of the Wrecking Crew? I don't know if y'all picked that up, but he was the actual guy that they called Bulldozer. When they all got into the car, he was the guy sitting on the left. So it was the same guy. So there's some mysterious stuff going up. Yeah, there's some mysterious stuff going on in the background with them, man.
So, like, I'm going to cover all the little dating stuff, and then we'll go back to the actual meat and potatoes of the episode. So, Jen, she only finds love as She-Hulk, but it's really fake in a sense where they're talking, and then her phone's getting blown up, and it's Wong, and Wong needs to. They're in the middle of a hot date. Let's just put it like that. And Wong throws a bucket of ice cold water on both of them. To quote Wong, I feel like your dad right now. I know why you weren't answering my phone calls. And this is already after they went to court. He's still doing magic. He upped the bid, and now there's demons everywhere.
Right.
So Jen and Wong send the demons back, and in an awkward post-breakfast scene, the guy kind of shows his true colors, like Maud alluded to. He had no interest in Jen, only She-Hulk. And then She-Hulk is served with papers for infringing on a trademark, her own trademark. And that's how the episode ends.
Yeah.
Well, it wasn't her trademark yet because
her own name that was trademarked by Titania, excuse me.
Definitely.
And right here brings us to, what did you guys think the theme of this episode was? If you were going to give me a theme, what would you say?
I got a name. It's called Posers Are Us. Posers Are Us, or Haters Are Us, because Titania, man, is a trip. You know, the episode was about Jen sort of discovering or selling with that first phase of her becoming She-Hulk. But the whole thing was, okay, once I settle on who I am, now I got random people attacking me with Asgardian gear and want my blood, and at the end of it, I get sued for just trying to settle who I am. So it's like Haters Are Us or Posers Are Us. At least that's what I would call it.
No, I would definitely call it embracing the truth, or, you know, just kind of, this was her coming to the knowledge of who she really is, right? And embracing the fact that she's Jen Walters, but she's also She-Hulk. And she never wanted to be She-Hulk. She never really wanted to be a hero. She never wanted none of that. But hey, she's here now, and she had to accept it. And I think, you know, as we'll see later on play out, a way of her accepting it is making the dating profile as She-Hulk. You know, that was a way of her saying, you know what, I'm gonna accept it. I'm gonna embrace who I am. I'm gonna embrace who I've become as She-Hulk. And she's still frumpy now. Still got these big suits on, very frumpy. Don't have a real good, you know, wardrobe going, but we're gonna address that here a little bit later.
So my theme for the episode would have been, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's directed at Donnie Blaze. He should not be a sorcerer. They should have confiscated the ring, and Comertas should have a non-compete, maybe a NDA, something like that, because he summoned demons. He sent Madison with one Y in the, or sorry, what is it? Two N's and the Y isn't where you think it is, through hell, essentially. And yes, every time I say her name, I will be saying that. Just get prepared, guys. I hope you guys do the same. But I think that brings us to the big question of this episode. Would you guys swipe right on She-Hulk? Would you go on a date with the She-Hulk?
Of course. I can't because I'm married. But if I wasn't married,
in a
come
single,
on, man.
20 years ago when G was single, maybe 30, I don't know. That's
somewhere
kind
around
of
at
mean.
30. Getting close to that 30 because I'm an old guy. But it is what it is.
So you would have went out with her. You would have swiped right.
Man, listen, I'm a diehard comic book fan, man. If I had an opportunity to date a superhero, you don't think I would? Come on, man. I love comic books since I was a little kid. I used to look at like She-Hulk and all the other characters and be like, wow, man, look at them.
Well,
so now as a grown person,
she's really dating for the right reasons. Way to date for the right reasons.
Man, me and She-Hulk would have been there. Me and She-Hulk would have been there.
What a parasite Sean turned out to be in the dating pool. My gosh.
I'm telling you, man.
Hey, you don't even like her. You just like what she is.
No, listen. Mom will tell you, She-Hulk has been like my third or fourth favorite Marvel character since we was little kids. When She-Hulk first came out, I was like, Mom, look. But he knows because Mom used to see me collect comic books.
Here's the issue. What he's saying is you're dating her for She-Hulk and not for Jennifer Walters, right?
See.
And that's you.
Let me ask you a question. Do you date Beyonce because she's Beyonce? Do you date?
No, Sean.
Do you date Halle Berry because she's Halle Berry?
You date what's on the inside, Sean. Looks can fade.
Yeah, looks will fade.
Wow. How shallow did he turn out to be?
When you first start going to date with somebody, yeah, you might like their personality and all whatever else, but you're attracted to what you're attracted to, bro. So I'm trying to tell you.
So your type is 7-foot green people.
7-footers. 7-footers. Bring them on in. I'm with the 7-foot greenies. I'm down by law with the 7-foot greenies. Because she's a superhero. Why wouldn't I date her? That's like asking me.
Because what if you didn't get along?
Listen, that's like asking would I go on a date with Aurora Monroe. I'm going on a date with Aurora Monroe. I don't care that she shoots lightning bolts and stuff. No, I'm going out there, bro. I'm telling you. No, I'm not. Right now. I'm not gonna think twice about it, bro. Now, I mean, I can't, and I don't want to now because I love my wife dearly. But
yeah, there it is.
I love Marvel comic books so much. When I was a kid, I was like, gosh, I just one day this thing will become real. So it still ain't real. It's still the television show or the comic book. But man, the date, what, a superhero? Oh, come on, man.
Okay.
Well, let's go.
Hold on, I have one more question about the dates. I have one more thing.
We gotta get him out of. So let's go. You ready?
So would you guys have paid for that date? Would you have paid for the date where that guy did not even reach for the bill?
That was hilarious. That was one of the funniest things that I saw, bro. Like honestly, it was an old school Western show.
Like showdown, like gunslingers is like, who's gonna take this bill?
She looked at the bill. He looked at the bill. He looked at the dough. She looked at the dough. You know, it was kind of like, you know, she knew she was gonna have to pay because he wasn't gonna do it. And you know, definitely, I'm just gonna say it like this. Even in superhero land, the dating pool has piss in it. There it is, right. Right. Even for a superhero, the dating pool has piss in it. It just is what it is.
That's a good way to say it.
I got a question. I got a question for you two to see if y'all are willing to swallow the medicine and go down the rabbit hole.
Oh, he said Madison.
Did we get a shot of a Mephisto sighting? Did we get a reference to Mephisto?
Okay,
in this episode.
We absolutely did.
This is what I was gonna say. I'm sorry, Ma. I don't mean to cut you off, but like we usually recount the scenes, and this is the courtroom scene. That's Madison says this demon Jake, and Cornelius, the elder African American man, goes, "Oh, I know Jake."
Right.
Is that a coincidence or no? That can't be.
No, I honestly believe that the way he eggs Johnny Blaze on, or not Johnny, what's Donnie, The way he eggs him on, he's probably a henchman sent from Jake. That's why he can say he knows Jake, because he keeps egging him on to use the ring. Oh, go ahead. Show him to use the ring. Use the ring. Use the ring. Why would he do that if he knows that there's a chance that he's going to do something outlandish and he wants it to happen? I mean, I could tell that he wanted that to happen.
Max, do you think it was a Mephisto signing? What you see?
I mean, these are the clues that led me to believe yes.
Okay.
The demons in the beginning that she mentioned, the demons at the end that they fight, the goat with 6 drops of blood, the pact she can't talk about with a dude named Jake, and Cornelius, the owner of the magic castle where Johnny performs. He reeks of something up with him. He's not an innocent old man. There's something there. So I would believe that they had too much demon stuff in it. And also Johnny Blaze, Ghost Rider? Come on.
So I'm going to tell you what I think. And I think a lot of times I'll be right because I do the research through the comic books and all the little different things and cues I know. I think that when you saw Doctor Strange and them fall through that dimension that was all skull and crossbones and all whatever else, I think that was the same dimension. And I think that dimension is called Limbo. I really do believe that's a different dimension called Limbo. And I think that the guy is Bellicasso. Bellicasso is a guy sort of like Mephisto. But what most people don't know is in his dimension, he's the Sorcerer Supreme. And he's got huge ties to Agatha Harkness, to Scarlet Witch, and that whole series that we have coming with Agatha and the heart of Harkness, or whatever they're calling it. He's tied to that character. Awesome. So Marvel stuff crosses. Yeah, I think that Marvel stuff rolls over on top of each other. So I think it's Bellicasso, and I think the dimension was Limbo. I might be wrong. And he used to exist on Earth. He was a Sorcerer Supreme, and he got banned to that dimension. So I think that Jake might be that guy. I don't know. I don't know if I'm ready for a Mephisto, but that's what I think I'm ready to call as far as right now. I know that was definitely Limbo, but who the character is, I don't know. That's just me.
I mean, there was also the mention of the Book of Vishanti. People who are Marvel heads remember that from the Multiverse of Madness. That was the book that had the power to defeat the darkness. And that was a huge part of it, that they were looking for that book. And it kind of took Doctor Strange to a new power level once he saw that book. So there was a lot of mentions of just good and bad and demons and stuff. And at the end, Jen kicks the demon's butt with the help of Wong. Wong is, I think, killing it. He's really killing it.
Is Wong a double agent?
I don't. This episode didn't help sell it. This episode did not help sell it.
So you think Wong's all the way on the side of the good?
I think so.
Think? Okay.
I think when we're talking about Wong, I think Wong is showing that because he was the never elevated to Sorcerer Supreme in the first place, right? He only got it by default. So and Wong's always the guy like didn't have money when they were going to go get some ice cream. He's just this guy. You know what I'm saying? Wong is the guy that's just around, like, he just got it because of default, right? So I'm not trying to say he's a mess up, but he ain't like Doctor Strange. He's not Stephen Strange. He wasn't born for the position.
It's not Dr. Wong in the Multiverse of Madness, right. Like that.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
And he can do it. He just wasn't born for it.
Wong's a nurse, and Stephen Strange is a doctor. There's levels. That's the best way to put it.
It is.
There's levels to this. Okay.
He's a level lower. He's a level lower.
Did you guys enjoy the fight scene with the demons where She-Hulk's kind of just pummeling them into submission and Wong's out there and they basically get Donnie Blaze to finally agree to the cease and desist and he will no longer perform magic? Did you guys enjoy the fight scenes? Did you think they were well done?
I think for the first time, the CGI was boss. In my opinion, that was one of the first times I was like, okay, this sort of looks like high quality CGI. So I think the fight scenes was great, but it really did show the She-Hulk is on the same same level as the Hulk, as Power Up, because they was getting hammer time, man. She was squashing them and throwing them all around and just throwing them in the hole and all whatever else. So yeah, she's sort of a real powerful person, man. Real powerful person.
Mod?
I ain't care too much for it.
Come on, give a little life. What's wrong with it? Why do you hate green people?
I didn't care too much for it at all, you know. I'd rather see her fight humanoids or some real enemies. I'd rather see that happen here, but I didn't care too much for that scene.
I did like it. I thought, like you said, Big G, the CGI was at the best it's been. And I think, on a side note, the CGI is the worst it is when she's just plainly walking, because she looks so stiff and like a robot.
Right. Yeah, I think that for sure. That's the only time it really looks weird, especially when she's got on human clothes. Like when she's got on human clothes and walking around, I'm like, man, this don't look right. But when she's like in battles and stuff like that, it looked real good, man.
Yeah, I think it definitely gets better with the battles, and that pretty much covers this episode. I want your guys' grade and give me one winner of the episode and one loser of the episode.
I'll probably give it an 8, a flat 8 as far as the episode, maybe a 7-9. But I do like the fact that so She-Hulk is always the bridge. A lot of these Disney Plus shows are bridges. So it's setting up stuff like Limbo, like Wong, like Donnie Blaze, who could possibly be the brother of Johnny Blaze, and the 6 drops of blood to the goat and all. It's setting all that stuff up. So I like the bridge attitude or concept that they have with She-Hulk. So 7, 9, 8.
I went with an 8 as well. My big winner is Madison with 2 N's and 1 Y, just not where you think it is. I think she stole the episode. I saw so many memes about her this week, and I was like, okay, she clearly got the internet's attention.
Yeah. I think sometimes that's the hardest thing to do, is that what are the selling points? What have they talked about that they haven't covered? And so they have to have comical characters or characters that might be one-hitters to draw people in. Because it's not just selling the Marvel comic books or the Marvel characters. They got to sell a concept. So this show's sort of witty and giddy and stuff like that. So I like the look at Madison. Ma, what you talking about? Which one? What do you like about it? What are you grading?
It was a 7. It was a 7. Put it in context with the next episode, it bumps it up to an 8. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So was it the worst episode of the series so far in your mind?
I could have did without it. So yeah.
No, I hear you. I just feel a little differently. I felt like it actually had some good moments. Madison stole it. 2 N's, 1 Y. Not where you think it is. I think she kind of stole the show in certain regards. And I think the further we get with Jen, the more we understand her and more you kind of see how Jen's kind of losing a lot of ground to She-Hulk.
Yeah.
And it clearly hurt for that guy to do what he did to her. And I think that was a pretty shallow move by him.
Oh, it was a very shallow move.
And that's what G would have done, because he just cares about She-Hulk.
Yeah, he just cares about She-Hulk.
Yeah.
That's messed up. That's messed up. Y'all call me shallow, man. That's messed up.
You're the one saying I'd date a superhero no matter what. She's a superhero.
I would date a superhero if I wasn't happily married to my wife and they was really real. I would date one. I don't care what y'all say. Y'all can talk about me, dog. And guess what, Marvelous Talk? Big G, if he wasn't married and there was really superheroes in the world, I'd be trying to date one. So trust and believe, I'm not the only one out there. There's a bunch of us.
He is saying if he is a superhero groupie. That's all.
Yeah.
That's
I'll be the groupie. I don't care. I went out with Storm. I went out with She-Hulk. Come on, bro. I'm the
guy. She's like those girls that seduce athletes, basically.
Yeah. I'm with it.
Oh my God.
I'll come show them my collection, my comic book collection. Be like, look.
Oh yeah, that won't creep them out. Hey, I only have a shrine to you.
Correct.
I think this
Correct,
might be
man.
the low point for Marvelous Talk.
It really is. It really is.
G set this podcast back years with his superhero dating advice.
I don't care. I'm telling you. 'Cause most people in their heart of hearts, they do it. They know it. So it's okay. I'm just being honest. Because from the truth, anybody can get anywhere. So I'm speaking truth, man. Y'all know it in your heart of hearts. You be looking at them real hard. hey, Max, Ma would date Carol Danvers.
Oh my god. I don't think there's enough
And Ma
money
would
in the
date Carol Danvers.
world. In the
Yeah, Ma
world.
would date Brie Larson, Carol Danvers. Ma be like, come on, girl, let's go on out on this date.
You pay.
For real. Yeah, for real. Or straight Dutch. Straight Dutch.
Oh my gosh. Look, that wraps up episode 4 of She-Hulk. Do you guys have anything else, or can we move to episode 5? Because I think this is the one Maud wants to talk about more.
Yeah, for sure.
So we'll hit a real brief summary. The episode kicks off with an advertisement for the She-Hulk skincare routine and products, and the tag for it is "Be strong, be beautiful, own who you are." That's rich coming from Titania, because she owns the She-Hulk trademark, and she's not herself. She's not strong. She doesn't own who she is. She's owning who someone else is. And that was the biggest farce, I think, of this whole episode. What do you guys think?
Oh, I'm riding with it for sure. Titania is freaking, but the rivalry is real because it's a comic book rivalry. So we'll chop it up more. But Titania is horrible, man. There's no other way for me to even just say it. She's horrible to me. And her court scenes was even worse. Yeah,
and as Jen, she's wallowing in self-pity because she just hears it. It's relentless. It's on the radio. It's on TV. It's just everywhere that Titania is using the She-Hulk brand to make a lot of money. Her cousin Ched walks in, says, "Hey, can you sign these? I need some bread." That was an all-time low. That was the Big G moment of the episode, where that guy hit a new low. You can't just barge in your cousin's apartment and demand money.
I would have never done that. I wouldn't. No, if I had a cousin or a relative that was
who had superpowers,
I would never do that. I would never exploit them, man. I would actually be the guy that would be in their corner, just want to be friends with them.
He would only exploit the single superhero ladies. That's all Big G would do.
Because the whole tripped out part was he didn't really have a rapport with her, because we saw at the dinner table scene they couldn't stand each other. So when now all of a sudden, she's we're this, it's almost like, what was the guy that did that with Spider-Man? We're best friends. But no, you're not best friends.
What was his name? Was it Ned?
Oh, Ned. Yeah, poser.
No, not Ned.
Superhero.
Not Ned.
No, oh, sorry.
No, Ned was down with him.
Flash.
Ned was down with him.
Flash,
Thompson.
sorry.
Yeah, the cousin Flash Thompson. It was trash, man. Titania, she's horrible, just to me. I don't know. I know.
I 100% agree with you. But they go to the Grove. Nikki and Jen go to the Grove to confront her. And this might be an all-time low for Jen. And a lot of all-time lows for the podcast with this show, where a fan asks She-Hulk to take a picture of her in Titania. And Jen's just like, I can't believe this. On the legal side, her law firm is going to set her up with a lawyer who is just a power player to help defend Jen. Pug and Nikki go on a quest to find a costume designer that can make Jen some actual nice fitting clothes. And I have to say this, guys. You guys love college football. Jen's lawyer literally ethered every college football player who's ever had a DUI. She said, "Can you not dress like a college football player who got a DUI?" That was hurtful. That wasn't fair to those kids who were young and dumb.
Yeah. But Max and Bond, I really do believe that there's something suspicious and sneaky going on with the lawyer that represented Jen Walters. She made too many references to having superpowers and being a hero and this and that, especially when after the stuff when the court settled down. She made a lot of references like that.
Gee, I think she is a super. I mean, there was camera shots that put us onto that. And I'm gonna definitely get into that when Max finishes the recap. One thing I will say is this costume designer, gave me the vibes from what's the Pixar movie?
Edna. Edna
Edna
mode.
Mode.
Gave me
Edna
No
Mode.
capes. No capes.
Edna
Edna
vibe.
Mode.
And
Yeah.
he's a lot cooler than Edna, I will say that. But while they're on this quest, I wanted to bring this up to find this costume. They go to a boba shop, they drop some under the table stuff and hashtag Avengers. Was it Avengers?
Avengers.
Avengers. That was the worst bootleg ever. He's like, I also have Avenging hers or something horrible. So they
And
have to buy some.
that trash shield back.
Oh my god, they bought the merch.
It was
The
trash.
hammer looked good.
Yeah.
I would have totally
Yeah.
bought the hammer. They find this guy who we alluded to, who's the Edna mode. He's like, I'll do it. I will do it. And he does not really want to work with Jen at first because she's a nobody and he only deals with the exclusive. And we're gonna really deep dive this in a few minutes. They go to court. Titania is a clown. Simple put, her outfits to her makeup to me, she is a clown. The way she like her, even her lawyer's like, hey, you can sit down now. Like, you're not helping.
Yeah.
They end up wiping the floor with her because Jen allows herself to kind of be like Dennis from episode 2, where she wins the case, but at a great cost of her personal well-being. Where these guys, first of all the guys were horrible. Shout out to Big G, because he would have been one of these guys they called up there. Made it seem like Jen was please stop. You're not helping the case. But basically, they kind of lie about how she was as She-Hulk. And they basically all admit, I'm not into Jen Walters. I'm only into She-Hulk. Shout out to Big G. He's on that team. And it was kind of sad. And even the lawyer's like, I don't know a lot of people that would win this case and let themselves basically get personally destroyed.
Just destroyed, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we wrap up. Jen gets her clothes. We don't really see how they look. And I'm going to go with they look pretty great. And then the costume designer, Edna Mode, he's like, can you guys have some, client confidentiality? And he puts away a Daredevil helmet that looked impeccable.
Awesome.
And let's hit the theme of the episode, and then Maud, you take it away. So what's your guys' theme?
I really don't have a theme. I just think that she's growing into her becoming She-Hulk. She's embraced, and because now she's fighting. She's fighting for She-Hulk, not just a name she couldn't stand, a personality she didn't want, the power she didn't want, and she's fighting for that, man. So, and not fighting the conventional way, because she's a lawyer, so she knows how to do all kind of little shady stuff. She's got to sit back and fight a different way. So that's what I noticed or picked up as far as the episode.
Yeah, Ma, do you have a theme?
No, so I think this is where she finds her confidence. So, finding herself, coming to herself would be the theme of it right here, because Jennifer Walters herself has no confidence, and none whatsoever.
I think she fronts it a lot, Ma. I think she really fronts it a lot.
She's very frumpy, very, she's better all over again, just a female version. You know what I mean? Very, very smart, very intelligent, but don't really care about how she looked. You know what I mean? It's just and it didn't put any type of effort inside of it, but definitely, like you said, front, it really wants relationships, really wants to be noticed. And here comes She-Hulk that gives her all of that, that gives her the ability to be everything she's always wanted to be. So, I mean, when we're looking at this episode, I think some of the standout points for me would be, number one, we're thinking about the clothes. Like I said, he gave me Edna vibes. He gave her a gown, because he said, I gave you something extra. I know this is a gown that we probably going to see her step out of the limousine with. Remember, she's going to be in a bad dress. So I'm thinking that that's what that is. As far as the clothes, they made a big deal out of the clothes this episode to show, remember, because they kept showing her in these big suits that don't fit her.
That college football players wear to their DUI hearings was the term.
Right. And so it's like they wanted to make a big deal out of the clothes. And then her hair, talking about how her hair is when she's not She-Hulk, that's important. That's important to note. Her hair is different. but with She-Hulk, her hair is, impeccable. And then, the big G guys, they were really hurtful. Especially the last one was hurtful. He was like, yeah, I would not go out
I
there.
think he's the worst one of the bunch. And
Yeah.
he puts up the biggest front like he really cares. He's the worst one of the bunch.
Yeah, he is. He is. But I think this was an excellent episode because I think it showed a couple of things. It showed the dynamic between her and She-Hulk. It showed her embracing, not only just embracing it, but trying to find a balance, and then finding confidence outside of herself, to be herself, because honestly, like with the friends, we're friends now with the lawyer, she's just this, she's not antisocial, she's just really
Awkward.
reserved and awkward. Yeah. So it's like She-Hulk gives her the opportunity to be bold and vivacious and to step out there and take those steps. And I do believe G's theory is right. The lawyer is a super. The lawyer is a super. Something's going on with the lawyer.
I think he might be right. My theme, real quick, is just sometimes to win the war, you have to lose the battle. Jen kind of got hurt by those guys, but she won the war against Titania. She has to stop using She-Hulk to make money, which is, at the end of the day, what she really wanted. And maybe a secondary theme be out with the old, in with the new, and that's to the close aspect. And we're going to see a transformation in these next few episodes. We're going to see Daredevil, which we're all excited to see. I don't think Maud was Team Yellow Daredevil. I'm curious to know, are you still feel that way after seeing the helmet?
Man, the helmet got me going, but he do look like the Hornet or something. But okay, I like it though. I thought it was Boss. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like, oh my gosh. I had a big G moment. I stood up and raised both of my hands and opened my hands like this because this is what G would do. He would open his hands and then close them like this real tight. I had a big
G, are you frozen up there? Are you okay?
No, I'm just listening. I'm listening to him talk.
Yeah, he's taking receipts.
But
the issue exactly that I would do that. I said, yes.
Hey, the issue is that is the throwback to the original Daredevil costume from the Marvel comic books. Daredevil's original costume was yellow and black with a little bit of red in it, right? And just so you guys know and understand, the reason why Daredevil changed his uniform to red is the same reason why Deadpool's uniform is red.
Yeah,
you can't see him injured. He don't want you to see him injured. And so he covers up the blood.
And for this show, they said the red also was more of a darkness than Daredevil, and the yellow was going to represent more of the light side of him. Because for those of you who watch the Daredevil show, it's a heavy show. There's not a lot of happiness. It's shot very gray. It's going to be kind of weird to see him in the sunshine, because if you watch that show, it's always like nasty weather, overcast.
Yeah.
Few.
It's in Hell's,
Hell's Kitchen.
Hell's Kitchen, man.
Don't move there. It's not where it's a dump. I honestly kind of wanted to go with Kingpin and kind of get rid of that crap, but it's hard to decide with Wilson Fisk. I'll say that it's a tough look to side with Wilson Fisk at any time. So, guys, let's hit a couple of the key scenes: Jen versus Titania in court, and then Jen gets some new drip. Where do we start?
I would say that I like the fact that Jen stood up for herself and like I said, fought a different kind of way, but still now learning how to embrace being She-Hulk and fight for She-Hulk versus I'm just Jennifer Walters. No, you're not. Not any those days of you just being Jennifer Walters is over, and that hits some key comic book points too, because in the comic book we go from the rendition of the savage She-Hulk to the sensational She-Hulk. The savage She-Hulk was awkward, didn't know what to do, didn't like her powers, wanted to just be Jennifer Walters. The sensational She-Hulk comes out and she's all glam. It's all about her. I'm boss. I got boss outfits. Look at me. I'm just as powerful as the Hulk. I'm beautiful and A, B, C, and D. So I think that they're going to use that comic book play to do a transition on the character. Maybe the next episode we'll see the first transition, but by the end, she's going to be full She-Hulk, without a doubt.
I agree with you. The fighting, she didn't just go to the Grove and change in the She-Hulk and beat her, but again, she did it the right way, the legal way, the Jen way. She might be She-Hulk, but at the end of the day, she fights like Jen Walters.
Yeah, for sure. Ma, what you think? What's your point? Do you think that the fight scene of Titania and her was better, or which one did you like the most?
Nah, I loved her taking her on in court. It was dope. It was dope. Um, but I can't go away from the way that it was shot. Remember when the lawyer stood up? How the shot changed? Did y'all
Yeah,
notice how the
Hmm.
shot kind of changed? She became, even the lawyer got larger than life, right? So that's why I said it's
yeah,
something going on with the lawyer. But to answer the rivalry going on with Jen and Titania, Titania, I just don't understand why she coming at her the way she is, other than the fact that she got embarrassed, that she embarrassed her when she whooped her in court. But yeah, I mean, I think I loved it. I loved the court scene. I just didn't like, Big G stand-in. That would be the younger Big G that was on stand dating her because she was She-Hulk.
Hey, do you think that she's getting worked by somebody? There's somebody pushing Titania's buttons and telling her what to do and all whatever else. Y'all think
No,
she's getting
I
worked?
think Titania is just a very self-interested person and just kind of out for herself. I don't think so.
Mm,
I can't imagine someone
mm,
wants Titania in the bigger scheme.
So
mm.
I think that I think there is somebody behind her. Why did she just show up in the court scene? I mean, you
Yeah,
just
Wasn't she
show
there to
up.
fight parking tickets or something? Something dumb.
yeah.
Yeah, but you just gonna kick in the door waving the 4-4 like you big, I mean, there's something different.
You just say what I think he said.
Yeah,
Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
I mean, it's different. There's something going on, Max. Man, it's just there's something afoot. That's just like the old folks used to say, it's something afoot. But Big G, to this, we're talking about this uniform. This is the uniform you were talking about. I,
Hmm.
I don't really like that too much because, like I said, it looked like a hornet. But I like the red, the black one, the classic look. I think that's super dope. You guys, you tell me what y'all like. Which one y'all like better? Do you like this yellow one or do you like this black one? The red.
The way they did the yellow in the show is way better than that yellow one. I'll put it like that. The yellow is
yeah,
very sleek. It's not like bright yellow. It's kind of like a slick yellow. I don't know how to describe it. It just looks different, but I like the yellow more than the red right now.
yeah. I like it because Daredevil's reborn. So if we're gonna do him right, we're gonna start him like how they did in the comic book. So I think that's where they're going with a lot of the concept of the characters that they're bringing over. I.e., think about what they did with Black Bolt. They made Black Bolt look like Black Bolt from the comic book when he came to the MCU. When he was not in the MCU, he was trash. How they made Professor Charles Xavier look when they brought him and they showed his powers and had him in the wheelchair with the classic suit. When they made Reed Richards look like the real Mr. Fantastic. So I like how they're bringing him over and they're it's a soft reboot, but they're paying homage to the comic book. So anybody that's a comic book fan is loving on the fact of how the uniform looks. Not to mention that it looked great anyway. So I like the idea of the yellow. I like the idea of the yellow a lot.
So there's a couple of looks that I'm seeing. We're gonna have yellow and red, right? That's what
Hmm.
we're gonna end
Mm-hmm.
up seeing is the yellow and red.
Hmm.
A little bit of black, a little bit of black. It would have some black in it.
So we're getting to the drip. Basically we're transitioning to the Jen's drip, new drip
Mm,
aspect of it. This is like the other huge scene of the show.
right. I think that the outfit. I think that with the outfit where you see her in the black and her classic colors, purple and green. I think when he was handing her outfits, I think that was one of them.
Like
I
the
really
one
think
he's
that
like, I made this one special.
yeah, that stretch outfit, can't get messed up, impervious to water, can't get burned up. I think that was one of the ones that he gave her, that stretch outfit. Now he might have hooked her with the dress or with the little short polka dot dress that we know we've seen these scenes already. But I think for sure he hooked her with that with that stretchable classic green and purple uniform that she always wears for sure, and the ball sneakers because she had sneakers that was balls too. So yeah, I think he hooked her for
And
sure.
Pug was on the hunt for them Iron Man 3s.
Man, was he? Hey, That dude was what you call a Marvel sneakerhead for sure, bro. He was beyond a Marvel sneaker. That rascal, bro, was like, look, I'll get you in line. I need to buy 2 pair, one for me, one for to put him up. She was like,
Yeah,
you
one
really
to
just
rock,
look at
one to
dudes.
stock. That's how it
Yeah, man,
goes.
come on, man.
One to
He's
rock,
a
one to
sneakerhead for real. Yeah, he's the one that's done ruined the industry anyway. Guys like him done ruined the industry for sneakers forever. But Jen's bling, Jen's outfits. I think as it goes on, now that she's become really or embraced She-Hulk, yeah, her outfits are gonna be boss moving forward. We ain't gonna see her in like Max said, a college football suit in the middle of a courtroom. With that, those days are over for
Hey,
Jennifer
I didn't
Lawrence.
say that. Her lawyer said that. Okay. And
Yeah.
did you guys spy any other costumes in Edna Mode's lab?
Yes. I saw okay, so I don't know if you guys know or heard the announcement. They're starting to disclose characters for different movies and different shows, right? So, and Captain America 4, New World Order, we know that the leader is going to be back and going to be the main antagonist, right? So they're talking about different superheroes that's going to be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, right? So I think her name is Sobra or Sobro. She's a Jewish Israelite superhero that they've announced is going to be in Captain America 4. So I saw her outfit on the rack. So that's a deep cut and a deep dive about a character. But I did see for a fact that she's been publicly announced as being a hero. So like I said, I can't tell you if her name is Sobra or Sobro or Sebro. She wears a white and blue costume. She's got the Jewish star on a headband-like thing. She has powers of radiation and radiation deflection, and she's a mutant. So I saw her costume on the rack. So I was like, yeah. They announced it, and then boom, you see her costume. So I did see that one. Maybe a couple of other nods to some other ones, but for sure I saw that one.
That's a good see, Big G. Mod, did you buy anyone? Because I didn't really see anyone other than. I mean, maybe I had so much tunnel vision on Daredevil.
I was really thinking about the outfits that we were going to see. I'm with you on the Daredevil because this is the more accurate one that we'll see that with the helmet, and you can see there with the red and the black, like G said. But I was wanting her to come out in the spandex outfit. I was ready for it. I was like, yo, he got the spandex outfit. He got that one. The one she's wearing, that has like the belt on it. That's the outfit that she got now. And I'm wondering, is she wearing that to work too? I mean, what's she gonna end up doing? Like, is this her everyday thing? And then of course, the dress that he made. I think when he said he made something extra, it's the dress. Because there's a scene of her stepping out of a limo in a dress. And I'm gonna show you guys that one here in just a second. But in my thought process, Sean, Big G, I think that's what he made for it. I don't think it was the anything else other than the dress. I think it was the dress. I really think it was the dress.
Yeah. There was like I said, there might have been a couple of other ones too. Hey, but my daughter made a great point with me about this one. She said, why do we got a person that's creating costumes for people or heroes coming up? Oh, because we got a bunch of heroes that's going to be in costumes. Fantastic Four, X-Men. So my daughter, I got to give a shout out to my daughter. My daughter Kai and my daughter Blessings was on it. And they was like, Dad, peep game with this. This is why they're introducing this character. Because this person is Edna Mode moving forward. And he's going to be making all kind of costumes for all kind of different heroes. Maybe
at least
even
the West Coast people. Yeah, at least the West Coast people.
Yeah.
That's a drippy dress. I can't even lie. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that dress is bought. The polka dot dress that she's got, it looks good on her too, man. So
yes.
it's not like her stuff's gonna be trash.
We know G like that dress. We know G like that dress because he loves She-Hulk.
G has been getting it this episode. I'm sorry, G. Look,
I'll take it. It don't matter. It don't matter because I'm being honestful and true to myself. Like I said, and for Marvel fans out there, I'm not being creepy. I'm not being nasty and jokey. But I'm
He's
just telling
definitely
you,
not. He's definitely
in the real life. Yeah, unmarried in my early 20s, real person. Yeah, I'd have took a shot. I might have got shot down, but I'd have took a shot.
Steph Curry did, you guys.
He missed 100% of the shots. You don't shoot, guys. That's how it is, and that wraps up this episode. So let's get the grade for the episode, a winner and one loser.
So my grade for this episode.
Mike, you go ahead. Yeah.
My grade for this episode is definitely an 8. I think it was really done well, introducing the character. I mean, because that came out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? That definitely came out of nowhere. Nowhere were we prepared to get a character, because her assistant just was like, "Yo, I want a character who makes costumes." I came from out of nowhere. So getting that and putting that there, I thought was excellent. The winner in this episode, I think, is Jen. The loser of this episode, I think, is Titania. So that would be my assessment of this episode.
Okay, G.
Yeah, I without a shadow of a doubt, She-Hulk is the winner. Without a shadow of a doubt, Jennifer Walters has embraced who she is. But I got another winner too. I got the Edna Mode guy, man. The Edna
Can you
Mode,
not take mine? Can you not take my
I'm
winner?
I'm sorry. The Edna Mode guy is the guy. This person is going to be an ongoing character in shows for probably the next 10 years. You know, if you need a costume with no capes, you got to come see Edna Mode. So the Edna Mode guy is the man moving forward for sure.
I would go my win. Oh, what's your grade, G?
Oh, 8.5, 8.6. This thing's moving towards a 9. The pace is starting to pick up. So we're going to start seeing some really good episodes moving forward.
So I think the end of the episode kind of propelled it in a lot of people's mind. I would give it a 7, and only if I factor in the last scene where Daredevil's helmet, I give it an 8. But just seeing what I saw, it's a 7. The big winner for me is Edna Mode. Big loser is Titania, and I don't think there's any debating her. She lost in court. She's a dummy. The way she portrays herself, not the actress, the actual character, and that's the way it goes. You be a horrible person, you steal someone's name and trademark and make money, you lose. You paid the price.
Yeah, for sure.
So we covered episode 5. We hit 2 episodes today because we took a break last week. Is there anything else before you guys leave, or before we head out, guys? Excuse me.
Just a shout out to D23 and the Werewolf by Night trailer, y'all. I don't think we're going to be disappointed, even though it's in black and white. I think we're going to see a lot of stuff, because I went back and watched the trailer on like big screen and slowed it down. I saw the TVA. I saw the Bloodstone family line. Are they in our pocket dimension? I saw Man-Thing. So I don't think we're going to – it might be sort of corny and old school throwbacks to the 60s. But that Werewolf by Night looks like it's going to go hard in the paint. For sure.
Well, we've heard a lot of bad things, so that's a good note. My parting shot would be D23 Mandalorian Season 3. Let's explore Mandalore. Baby Yoda, Grogu, and Din Djarin, the Mandalorian, are back. I cannot wait.
Yeah. Hey, was it me, or what? Did Marvel get punked by Disney at D23?
I think that's because Star Wars had no real presence at Comic-Con this year. I think that's why.
Yeah.
So, D23, the Jedi, I forget what they called it, but
the Legends of the Jedi, the Tales of the Jedi, animated one. Yeah, that looked awesome.
Cannot wait. I can't wait.
I can't wait.
I can't wait. It's man.
Yeah.
Wow. And the funny thing is that Max and myself, Max and I did a show where we talked about seeing the young Dooku fight
Mace and training, something like that. Yeah.
And then they gave it to us. Y'all are listening to us. Y'all are out there listening to us.
Yeah.
We know what we're talking about. Don't let the shirts fool you and Big G just being a groupie to superheroes fool you.
Superhero groupie. Just because he's a superhero groupie don't mean that we don't know what we're talking about. And I'm gonna tell you something that got me excited. I'm just happy, man. Really, that's my parting shot, and I'm excited to see. I cannot wait to see it.
Superhero groupies have fun. Superhero groupies have fun. I want to be on the big couch sitting like this, and I got my arms around all the superheroes. I'm like, yeah, what's happening? And I'm the groupie guy in the middle. And guess what? I'll be all of his friend. I just want to be the friend and hang around. And we go hang out and kick it and all. Yeah, I'll be okay with that. With the superhero guy. I'm that guy.
The problem is that the superhero hideout always gets blown up. Superheroes.
Yeah. Have fun hanging out with Iron Man and Iron Man 3, Big G. Boom. Have fun at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
I can't.
You'd have to get them to get you some bulletproof clothes and a shadow.
Sean wants to go see Big Edna Mode. Let's go. Let's do it.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you something though. Do you know if I'm the groupie, the likelihood that I develop superpowers is high?
Also dying.
Dying is high, but the likelihood that I get some type of powers because I'm hanging close with the pack, yeah. I'll be Rick Jones.
G literally would sign up for what happened to Deadpool and be tortured until he got superpowers. That's nice to know.
In the original Hulk comic book, Rick Jones was a groupie that eventually became A-Bomb. So I'm hanging out to get the powers.
Kids, stay away from superheroes. It's not a safe area. Big G's reckless, guys. I am Max from the Marvelish Pod. Mod is here. Big G is here. We're all back together. And we've come to a real sad realization. G's a groupie, but that doesn't mean you guys can't be groupies. So, guys, give us a shout out, give us a follow, give us a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps. For myself, Mod, and Big G, we are out. Peace.
Peace.